everyone, good afternoon. This is Gary Santos, and I am an international fashion designer for about 15 years and running. I've been working in so many different countries in different continents, and today I decided to make a tutorial for you, a fashion tutorials to help people who are wishing to become a fashion designer in the near future to come, or to use fashion designing as their career, or to land a career job in a fashion industry. Basically, we are going to study right now, because me at the same time I'm going to study more for an advanced one, which is I'm going to teach to you or to share with you. So basically, basic fashion designing, you will go to study about making mood boards, just the colors, the shape, the lines, and of course how you are going to make the most important or core of the basic fashion designing is the fashion illustrations, which is I'm going to teach you about how you are going to make a croquis foundation, which is the human anatomy. Alright, so basically now, fashion has three important aspects. So I had right here basic fashion designs. So the core is fashion, and you have here the punchline, style, and you have here the taste, and under that, style and taste, put them together, is equivalent to comfortability. Alright, so later on I'm going to give you the definition of style, taste, comfortability. This is based on my own experience. Alright, so each and every fashion designer has its own definition of style, taste, comfortability. Because we designers, we had our own different specializations in the field of fashion industry. So later on, I'm going to share with you about the style, the taste, and the comfortability under the fashion. But at the moment, I'm going to give you an overview about the basic fashion design. So for those people who are interested to learn about the basic fashion designing, please take down note. But anyhow, you can still review this tutorial later on, and you can watch it over and over. But before I'm going to start my tutorials in basic fashion designing, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on my YouTube channel, which is Gary Santos Advanced Fashion Designs. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, this is Gary Santos once again, and I am very much happy to share with you my knowledge in fashion designing. So let's do it. So I had here the list of the things that you are going to learn from me. First of all, you would have also to prepare like the basic materials for fashion designing. So later on I will share it to you. Now, what is basic fashion design? So I would happy to share with you the overview of basic fashion design. So basically, basic fashion design studies, it's structured for the student to pursue freelance and entrepreneurial careers in the fashion field, and or seeking immediate entry into the fashion industry. Students prepare for careers as designers, pattern makers, tailor, fashion stylists, and in the area of specialized design service. What is the main objectives? So the objectives: create original clothing, sketches, accessories, and footwear. To sketch original designs, select fabrics and patterns, and give instructions on how to make the product design. Research design and color trends, predictions for each season, research and compare prices products. All right, so that is the basic fashion design objectives. Now, kindly take down the list of the basic materials that you are going to use for fashion designs. So first, you will have a fashion sketchbook. I'm pretty sure that you all know already the sketchbook. Of course, drawing. I had a sample here. So this is a sketchpad where you can put all the sketches, whatever ideas you will have on that. All right. So number 2 for the materials, drawing pencils or mechanical pencils. I would recommend HB number 2 and HB number 5, or if you can complete all the from 1 to 5 or so on and so forth. Then of course sharpener, then eraser, fine black sign pen 0.5 or in which convenient way you can use it. And even the normal one, you can use that. Of course, watercolor, sets or paint colors. It depends on you also, where you are comfortable in using the colors. Paint brushes, the bamboo brushes, markers or rulers, 12 inches or sets of rulers. That would be perfectly fine. Colored pencils or color pens, pair of scissors, tracing paper, graphing papers, scotch tape, magnetic button colored, if necessary, then folders, pins and pin cushions for storyboard, or the next time we are going to make a pattern, we can use this one. Fashion magazine, if you can provide a vintage magazine or any kind of magazine, whether it is vintage, current, whether it is local or international magazines. For me, my recommendation or my suggestion would be at least you can prepare a vintage local magazine from your country and a vintage from an international magazines, so that you could have both an idea about a past fashion scenario. And you should also provide to have a local updated magazine and an international updated magazine, so that you would be able to become updated for the latest trends in the international scenario of fashion. And of course, big notebooks so that you could take down a list. And of course, you could have, after it is fashion status, you can make a portfolio of your own after this. All right, and clipboard, don't forget that. That is very important. All right, then welcome to fashion design. What is fashion design? So this is now the introduction. Fashion design is the art of applying design, aesthetic, and natural beauty of clothing and its accessories. It is influenced by cultural and social attitudes and has varied over time and place. Fashion designers work in a number of ways in designing clothing and accessories such as bracelets and necklaces. Who started fashion? Alright, so question mark, right? A lot of fashions, a lot of scenarios in the fashion industries, local, international, every continent has its own fashion. But my question is, who started fashion? Alright, so the person who started fashion, he was Charles Frederick Worth. I'll repeat, Charles Frederick Worth. Alright? The modern industry based around firms of fashion houses run by an individual designers started in the 19th century with Charles Frederick Worth, who from 1858 was the first designer to have sewn the label into garments that he created. The label, the one who put he's the first person or designer that sewn the label. This one is the label into the garments. He's the first fashion designer. who created that label or introduces that label in the fashion. Why was fashion created? Do you have any idea, guys, why fashion is created? All right. The clothes you wore in the Middle Ages told others a lot about your mark, your rank, and status in the society over time in clothing. All right, so meaning to say that if you are a very fashionista, not wearing a very crazy thing, because when it comes to fashion, it has a lot of definitions. All right, so it depends on your own personality, it depends on your own perspective. All right, but number one of that, the very most important thing wearing a fashion is your mood. All right, because your mood, once you have a good or a bad, it will reflect on your own character and personality outside, because your mood will serve as a mirror that will reflect on your outside appearance. All right, so why was fashion created? The clothes you were in the Middle Ages told others a lot about your rank. Yes, that is precisely correct. Because once, let's say for example, you are going to attend a gatherings, but of course, you have to know the fashion. Is it a wedding? Is it a birthday party? Is it a crazy party? A Halloween party? Of course, you have to wear fashion clothes which is appropriate with the function you are going to attend to. All right, because each and every time that you are going to look good, your appearance always looking good, it will speaks a lot from the other people. All right, so in other countries, especially in Europe, it tells a lot about your rank and status. All right, so why fashion created? Because its own form of artistic expression. So fashion itself, it is an artistic expression of your personality and character. All right, people began to design clothing that would set them apart from others. Today, fashion is often influenced by the wide variety of factors. All right, so let's move to the history of fashion. All right, history of fashion. It refers specifically to the development of the purpose and intention behind garments, shoes, accessories, and their designs and construction of modern industry. Fashion started when humans began wearing clothes. According to Life, 123 people began wearing clothes somewhere between 100,000 to 500,000 years ago. Alright. About 19th century, the history of fashion. 19th century, before mid 19th century, the division between haute couture and ready-to-wear did not really exist at all, but the most basic pieces of female clothing were made by measured dressmaking and seamstress dealing directly with the client. Let's move to the early 20th century. In the early 20th century, fashion magazines began to include photographs and became more influential. Example, La Gazette de Boulogne, 1912 to 1925. This is the most famous magazine founded by Lucien Vogel. Alright. Remember? La Gazette de Boulogne, 1912 to 1925. This is the most famous magazine founded by Lucien Vogel. He's a French, actually, this name is French. Who is the father of haute couture? So now, this is the question. What is haute couture? Haute couture actually is a French word which means in English that is a high fashion. Alright? So, if Sir Charles or Frederick Worth started the fashion in the 19th century, so definitely is the father of Haute couture. Charles Frederick Ward is the father of the haute couture, an English fashion designer who founded the House of Worth, one of the fashion houses of the 19th century and early 20th century. Worth is also accredited with revolutionizing the fashion. Now, fashion. So this is, I will call what I have written here at my back is called the fashion tree. All right. So fashion, taste, style, and comfortability. All right. Fashion is a popular or the latest style or clothing, hair decoration, or behavior, a manner of doing something. All right. So artistically done, something like you are going to put a fashion in yourself because you want to look glamorous, you want to look elegant. So it has a lot of definition when it comes to fashion. But of course, when you say fashion, it has an specific scenario. Like for example, in Tokyo, in China, in Singapore, in Hong Kong, in the Philippines. So it has like Asian